We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Okay. So, developer update released today, edited a little bit ago. Blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. Let's go over this really quick.
Space Coconut.
So skill-based matchmaking, I guess it worked. I haven't been playing in the past little bit. Reddit would suggest that the skill-based matchmaking isn't working. So let me know how it's working for you, and I guess we're gonna see this pop up in the next chapter. So percentages, numbers, ranges within things, it's better. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I haven't been playing enough. So let me know how this is working out for you now. And if my assumption, okay, I haven't played, so this is just my complete assumption on the matter. Everybody who plays now are going to face continuously sweatier and sweatier teams. Back when they stopped the rank reset from going all the way back, do you remember that? They stopped that. I made a video, and I can't find it. I don't know which one it is, that talked about how since fewer and fewer people would be sent back a long ways away, that it would be easier and easier to get back up to rank 1 or red ranks, right? What's going to happen now is that players are going to continuously face stronger and stronger players. Now here's the biggest problem. They say that this works from low to mid skilled survivors or players. Low to mid skilled players, they see the best results, right? And that's what their aim is, of course. High skill players would see the most variance in their matches due to the low number of players with high ratings, though their matches would still be more consistent compared to rank-based matchmaking. So the quality, they say the matches are going to be more consistent, but here's the thing. The players with the high skill level, okay, players like myself, who probably has the highest skill level in the game, period, with every single killer, I'm not going to want to play the game in a sweaty manner every single match because it's exhausting. And what's going to happen is that other players who play at this skill level are going to play at that stress level at the same time, consistently, on a regular basis. And depending on the player, depending on how they can handle that kind of stress, they may or may not play as much as they used to. So this system is being implemented no matter what. It's going to happen, right? And it's going to be permanent. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen in the next, year? 6 months or so? And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't make very good predictions a lot of the time. So we're just going to have to see about that. But I'm thinking that players are going to get tired of the game quicker. And as these mid-skilled players increase their skill because they're going against players of equal skill, their own skill increases, they're going to become high-skill players, and they're going to run into the same problem. So we'll see what happens there. The stress level is real, and people don't stick around that long. Well, that's a lie. I stuck around for a while. We will see what happens. The other thing is rank changes and rewards. So because pips don't matter anymore. So that's the other thing. We don't know what our rank is going to be, period. So nobody can say for sure whether they're low, mid, or high skill players, which is unfortunate because I'd like to see, how low of skill I actually have with the Hag. That would be nice. I'd love to see some kind of leaderboard implemented, but that's just my ego talking. So the rank changes. This is just for the 250,000 blood point reward at the end of the month, which is 1, 2, so 4, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 matches worth of blood points as your reward for the end of the month. So, I mean, blood points are blood points. The 250 less of a grind, whatever, right? It's both a good thing because the grind sucks, and it's a bad thing because it's like really only 250. But you know how we are. This having a million blood point reward for rank 1, that would be nice, but where would their grind go? Anyway, I like these new badges. They're kind of nice. Yeah, yay. The Cenobite, this one's interesting because a lot of people agree that the Cenobite has a pretty good base, right? He works pretty well, his ideas and blah, 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 all the things. Now, first, we've polished the way chains spawn to make them perform more consistently. We've fixed an issue which could cause chains to spawn behind obstacles and corners and immediately break as soon as they would connect. Additionally, if a chain fails to spawn, the system will now attempt to spawn another chain much sooner. Additionally, if a chain is broken by the environment or the Cenobite himself, a new chain will spawn considerably faster than before. These changes will make chains much more effective in tight areas with a lot of obstacles, and that sounds amazing. The chains breaking, if I'm right, was the number 1 issue that players had. And look at that, they're listening. How amazed are you by this? I'm pretty damn amazed. It's a simple change. It was obvious, so I'm glad that they did this. I don't know how this is going to work, but if you do this right, if you play the Cenobite in a way, okay, that this could become overpowered, right? So you are nearby a survivor, and you manage to hook them with the chain. You're close enough to where you can break a chain because the chains slow the survivors down, right? So you start chasing this survivor, and you can break the chain, causing a new chain to catch them. So rather than 3 chains worth of slowdown, the survivor gets hit with 4 or maybe even 5 because of the environment too. I don't know if you can get more than just 3 chains. I'm shaking, it's really chilly. If you can get more than 3 chains to hit a survivor, the Cenobite might actually be too strong. So we'll see what some of these players do, because if that's the way it works to get extra chains, not deliberately of course, but because of the way they implemented this change, that might be something that a tactic that is going to get the Cenobite nerfed in the future. So we'll see. Okay, we've also simplified the way that the chain hunt works on the PTB. The number of chains that spawn during the hunt would depend on the number of survivors remaining. Instead, the hunt will now always spawn a cluster of 3 chains, with each chain appearing 3 seconds apart, with an increasing interval between clusters based on the remaining survivors. This will keep the hunt feeling meaningful without getting out of hand as survivors die. So, as a killer player, I never actually saw this happen, so let me know how that felt in the PTB and how good of a change, how good or bad of a change this sounds like. Finally, deciding when to solve the limit configuration is something we want to leave up to you, but keeping it forever shouldn't be ideal. In the PTB, survivor carrying the box would have a chain spawn to attempt to latch onto them every few seconds while they are interacting with something. This would slow your progress down, but could be a worthwhile trade-off for preventing chain hunts entirely. We're changing the limit configuration to only pause the timers of the other survivors, but not the carrier. Ooh, this means if this person holding the box neglects it for too long, a chain hunt will start for them only. This chain hunt is in addition to the occasional chains that spawn while interacting with something, making it very difficult to ignore. Very good, very good. They're actually giving them a punishment for holding on to it, but a meaningful one, so it delays it. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. A few more changes to go through. Tweaked the gateway placement so you don't accidentally misplace a hook teleport bubble thing. Added a brief immunity player for immunity period to chains after being unhooked, so prevent a survivor who was just unhooked from being chained before they can move. That's pretty good. Sounds fair. Added a maximum control time for gateways, 6 seconds. Power is meant to be fast-paced and used in a chase, not to be placed somewhere and wait. I can see that. But I also kind of consider it like a periscope, you know what I mean? Like you can send it somewhere to investigate, and then you can just kind of not go there if you don't have to. It's kind of a neat idea. Let's see here. Added a brief cooldown to solve interaction to prevent spamming, which is nice. Kind of what they did with what was it? Spies of the Shadows. Spies of the Shadows, yes. To prevent the multiple spams things. Increased blood points for his scoring events, and they're going to keep watching it. And of course, they're having performance issues. Who would have guessed? They're working on those, as they have been for the past, 4 years? So they're going to keep working on them. Good job, devs. Yeah, so that's about it. You know what? Honestly, they did a good job with this killer. They did a good job with this update and his changes. So, yeah, at least for, you know what? On paper, all of this looks good. When the release hits, we're gonna see how it was all implemented and how it all feels. I might jump in because I want to see how this feels on my hag, and I can give a better testimony. I can give a better testimony of how this felt for me as a hag player, and what kind of survivors I was going against. Which we all know that the hag is easily counterable. And if I'm consistently going against survivors who know what they're doing, it's going to be a bad time. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, I mean, on paper, this looks great. It looks great. And we'll see what happens. So, just a quick Dead by Daylight update. I'm going to work on more Final Fantasy stuff. You guys all hate that. I'm doing it anyway. So, yeah. Have fun. I'll see you later.